This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah.
Super Crypto Blood, welcome to another My Two Satoshis crypto news update. I got something for you guys today that I think is pretty interesting. We are seeing now some information come out about Binance's involvement in Luna, and you probably will be surprised they lost over 1.6 billion. And I'm going to explain and give my two Satoshis on what that means for Binance and the rest of the markets. I mean, this is crazy. 1.6 billion. I think it's worth, I'll let you know. Stick around because I'm going to let you know what that position is worth today. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Basically, you just say they lost all their money, but I'll tell you exactly how much it's worth on today's episode. And something related to the Luna situation, Mike Novogratz finally breaks the silence on this failed idea. He says, I'll give you the details and we'll look at this article out of Bloomberg. Yet another billionaire losing lots of money. I don't know if this article talks about how much he personally lost. I don't even know if it tells us how much Galaxy Digital lost, but an interesting article to say the least. And this one is a topic that's near and dear to me. This is an op-ed out of CoinDesk, and they're talking about why the Fed will go back to easy money. I agree. They will go back to easy money. It kind of plays into this other article that I have up for us today out of Yahoo Finance, where Michael Saylor, I get on his head a lot, ladies and gentlemen, but Michael Saylor is saying that Bitcoin is going to be millions of dollars. He's not wrong. He definitely is not wrong. I think Bitcoin, if it survives, it will be worth millions of dollars. However, Mike, you got to talk about the timing part in that equation of buying Bitcoin, because if it goes down to 3,000 and you're forced to liquidate, then it doesn't matter if it's going to millions of dollars if your timing is off. This is why I'm telling people, don't leverage your Bitcoin positions. Just keep dollar for dollar and only use money that is discretionary or money you can throw away. That way you can make it through these ups and downs on the way to $1 million if we get there one day. I think we will. Again, if we can keep the technology stack in order, intact, no major compromises from this chain, if we can keep that protocol going, yes, it will be worth millions of dollars. But unfortunately, I think Michael Saylor just may be a little early. Now, his personal stash, it may pan out pretty well for him for his personal investments in Bitcoin, because they're not leveraged and tied to a board and tied to, all these people's input and opinions. When shit hits the fan, when it gets real grimy, real gutter, you're going through the storm, in this crypto storm, a lot of people that don't know this space will bail out. And so I think that's what will happen with MicroStrategies if we see a price below $20,000. I saw a tweet from my man LJ, who is a contributor on the channel. He put a tweet out, a screenshot of a tweet that Michael Saylor put out, saying that $3,200 is really the line in the sand. Come on now. You telling me you lose 85-90% of your money and that's where the line in the sand is? I highly doubt it. I think he's calling bluff, and I think he's trying to take attention away from that Saylor line of $21,000 Bitcoin, because when the market finds out where your liquidation amount is or a level is, it's pretty much a wrap. It's like piranhas in the water, and this meat there, they're going to tear it up, and that's what these bears are going to do. They're going to push that Bitcoin to that liquidation point that MicroStrategies themselves said on their earnings call was $21,000. I don't know where this $3,200 thing is coming from. I'll have to do another video on that, but all that on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And look at what we have on the charts today. Mr. Michael Saylor himself back at McDonald's. If we hit that Saylor line, $21,000, I have it pinned. I have it marked right there. That yellow dash line is where MicroStrategies will be in trouble. At least that's what they told us. I know, people were saying Michael Saylor just came out and said $3,200 Bitcoin is where the line in the sand is. How, Sway? How can you have a line in the sand that's probably about 90% of your investment lost? That's not where your capitulation point is. So you guys let me know in the comments below. Do you believe Michael Saylor? Do you believe that $3,200 is really where the line in the sand is for MicroStrategies? I don't know. We're getting a little relief rally today. That's normal, as you guys can see, because we also have stocks up today. NASDAQ is up 1/3%. It was actually down decently today. So you're seeing a big swing from being down, I think like 2% to being up now a third of a percent. So you're seeing some swings as these indices try to stave off that bear market, that's that technical bear market indicator of being down 20%. So they're trying really hard to buy those dips, and that's why we're seeing this bump today. However, I think fundamentally, if things don't change in the near term, we're heading lower. Ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Reserve needs to choke this inflation, and consequently that is going to slow down the economy. So that's where we are with the stocks, and we see with Bitcoin a nice bump today. I say anything below $31,000 should be an area for you to short, in my humble opinion. I don't think we had any higher than if we had above $31,000, $31,500 Bitcoin, which would be this peak here, then you would see a rally maybe up to $34,000. I really don't see that, but we could. This just depends on what the stock market does, right? If the stock market continues this bounce, then yeah, we could see a move up to here, and then we're going to probably get tapped out or slow down in momentum to the upside around 34,000 if we even get that high. I don't see us getting that high, but hey, anything's possible. Maybe you have some short covering coming in to accelerate that possible move up, but all in all, I am still bearish on the markets in general. So let's look at this first article out of Bloomberg. Looks like Mike Novogratz finally breaks that silence on his Luna bullishness. He was a fan, and it looks like he actually did get that tattoo. I thought the image floating around on the internet of Mike Novogratz getting that tattoo was like some meme or some joke, but no. That was a real tattoo that Mike got. Oh God, of all projects, he couldn't get a Bitcoin tattoo. He couldn't get an Ethereum tattoo. He couldn't get a crypto blood tattoo. He just had to get a Luna tattoo. Oh my God, that's the worst. That has got to be a humbling experience for Mike Novogratz. I actually like Mike Novogratz, to be honest with you. Seems like a pretty cool guy, but he broke his silence, calling it the Luna project big idea that failed, and he's warning that a tougher environment for cryptocurrencies will continue. You hear that? One guy that was so bullish has capitulated. Basically, he's capitulated on Luna, and he's capitulating, in my opinion, this is to run the flag in. He's capitulating on the bullishness of this current cycle with cryptocurrencies. You should listen to guys like this. These are signs, in my opinion, that we are definitely in a bear market for cryptocurrencies. This is interesting, he blamed the challenging global macro backdrop as the reason for this collapse in Luna. I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily the direct reason for the collapse. So it looks like his company, Galaxy Digital, is going to take a $300 million hit this quarter. I don't know how much of that is going to be as a result of Luna, but man, that is a big hit, unfortunately. So we'll see how things pan out for Mike Novogratz. You know, this is the wild, wild west. I try to tell people all the time, coming from a person that's been in the space since 2013, 9 years now. Hey, I've seen the many ups and downs of cryptos, and it's just too early and too volatile to really go all in various projects. Diversify yourself as much as possible. Have cash on hand. Gotta have that dry powder, ladies and gentlemen, so you can take advantage of these dips. So that's my 2 Satoshis on it. I think Mike Novogratz is a nice guy. I think that definitely some lessons learned from this, and I bet you the next go around, Mike Novogratz is going to be very, very careful of where he allocates investment dollars. He's been burned now. I can say he's really been in crypto. He's been burned big time now, and I guarantee you the next time he's going to invest in companies that he's looked through with a fine-tooth comb, and this actually helps the ecosystem altogether. The more people get burned, the more the next go around, the more people are going to be very cautious about where they put their money. So it should help fund only qualified and quality projects. That's how the market goes, and that's how it should go, to be honest with you. Shouldn't be no bailouts, and he won't, of course, but I'm just saying that's how markets should work. And another company that has lost big with this Luna situation, bigger than Digital Galaxy and Novogratz, 1.6 billion with a B lost from the Luna fallout. Their investment, ladies and gentlemen, is worth $3,000 now. They had a $1.6 billion investment worth now $3,000. You might as well just say they lost it all. pretty much they just lost it all. So they really honestly only put 3 million into this project, okay? But to see it go and balloon to 1.6 billion and them not capture that, that's what I mean by when you hear people say hodl. Nah, hodl only looks good when things continue to go up and to the right. That's pretty much when things start retracing and you saw all that value, all those potential earnings you could have captured dwindle away and even go lower than where your initial investment was. Then you start thinking, nah, hodling is not always the best thing for you. You got to take some profit. You got to take something off the table. We say take the chicken off the table. You got to take some chicken off the table, ladies and gentlemen. Can't keep it all in 100%. Take some profits so that you have dry powder, and then you can rotate those profits into other projects or stay in cash and wait for another pullback. Don't think that this thing just goes up and away forever. That's not a healthy way to invest, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, the $3 million investment ballooned to 1.6 and then down to $3,000. Now to the contrary, it looks like CZ is looking for Luna to reimburse the retail investors who lost their money. I don't know how that's going to happen. They're going to have to get in line with all the other creditors that are on the books for Luna. But you got a statement that came out from CZ saying to lead by example on protecting users, Binance will let this go and ask the Terra team to compensate the retail users first, Binance last, if ever. Yeah, you ain't getting nothing there, homie. I'm telling you, you ain't getting not a dime, and neither are the retail traders. So it's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. Lesson learned. You know, these types of events really, I think, scar the crypto investment community, which is a good thing. You only learn from when you get burned. So the next go round, we saw it in 2017, and in the mania of the ICO phase, people learn. And the next cycle, we have better projects, less malinvestment, and that's going to happen for the next bull market as well. So you know, it's unfortunate that a lot of people lost their money. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying they put everything in Luna. Those people I don't feel so bad for, because you should never put all your eggs in one basket. That's a no-no. Investment 101. Now, these two last articles, I just want to touch on the headlines really quickly out of Yahoo Finance. Michael Saylor says Bitcoin is going to go into the millions. And I said at the beginning, I agree with him. Unfortunately, it's all about timing, not about pricing. And if your timing isn't right, it means absolutely nothing. If Bitcoin goes to $5,000 or $10,000, I'm hearing people saying now, if it goes that low, then it doesn't matter if you've wiped out all your initial capital and you capitulate and panic sell, which many will do. Most won't just hold. Many will end up selling at the bottom. You're going to miss the opportunity. I think that's going to happen with MicroStrategies, not necessarily Michael Saylor and his personal investment in Bitcoin, because that's a different strategy. That's a different topic. He looks like he's a hodler for sure. For MicroStrategy, I think it's going to be a loss if Bitcoin heads lower as we see it going, and they'll be forced to liquidate because of all those leverage trades they've put on for Bitcoin. But I would say the reason why Bitcoin will head, and many other cryptocurrencies will head to the moon, is because of what I think the Federal Reserve will end up having to do, which is go back to easy money. They will have to. This op-ed out of CoinDesk talks about this, and I totally agree. I'll leave a link to this so you can check it out. But ultimately, what's going to happen is there's going to be political pressure for the Fed to pause or reverse their hawkish behavior as far as trying to tame inflation. You're going to have one of two things happen. Either the economy is going to cause inflation taper off or even head lower, meaning the recession that we're heading in, if it gets deep enough, then that's going to be the natural mechanism for things to slow down and interest rates to come back. Or the Federal Reserve is just going to accelerate things and cause that recession to happen even faster. And that in turn will cause political pressure from Washington up on the Hill to say, hey, to the Feds, look, you got to stop this. And matter of fact, it's not only stop it, but start printing again. That is coming, ladies and gentlemen. However, I think that is maybe 6 to a year away, 6 months to a year away. I say probably closer to 6 months. I don't think this, this investment world today can't take too much of a bear market. We've been spoiled pretty much. It's been perverted. It's been fully manipulated, and no longer do we accept natural bear markets. So I think maybe another 6 months of this, another 30 to 40% retracement in equities, and then another, I say if that's the case, another 60 to 70% retracement in cryptos. And at that point, you're going to see that move back up for both equities and crypto markets. Again, what you want to pay attention to, you can do all the TA you want, these lines and all these measured moves and all of that. Ultimately, the sign for you to buy is when the Federal Reserve starts coming out saying, we're going to slow down on trying to raise rates, or we're going to pause and reverse rates, start bringing those rates back down, or doing some new quantitative easing program. When you hear that, that's when you need to buy immediately. All hands in, all hands on deck. That's when you go in heavy on crypto, because that is the next leg up. And that leg up will be past $100,000 Bitcoin, in my opinion. All right, it's your boy Crypto Blood. Just want to drop my 2 Satoshis on that today. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe if you found this informative. And click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out here. Ha!